Hello. I think that's gonna be the title of the video because honestly, when even was the last time I updated on YouTube? Yeah, I actually had pink hair up until yesterday. And why am I talking about that? Anyway, so yeah, hello. Does anybody remember me? This channel? Because I do. I remember this channel. I think about it a lot. And I just didn't have the mental capacity, I guess you could say, or the time, or just, you know, you know how it is to just sit down and upload, but it's something that I've been thinking about a lot, and today's like a Sunday. Actually, it's actually Monday, because it's like just past midnight, so, but yeah, I guess it's kind of been hard to like finally sit down and do this video because, you know, like the longer you go without doing something, the harder it is to come back to it because it's been so long and I kind of don't know where to start. Because I think the last video I updated was like, I had just started at my first, like, doing like first level. I had like just moved to Seoul, and I was doing pretty well in like the vlogging thing. Like I filmed the whole process of like moving here and, you know, like the first stages of being here, like quarantine and stuff like that, and then like my first weeks of class and stuff like that. But then time just went on and I didn't really know how to start again and how to pick it up from where I left. But yeah, so now it's been a long time. I think the last time I uploaded was something like September last year, and now it's May 30th, so June basically. But yeah, where do I start? So I've been in Korea for almost a year. It's been, I think it's been like 10 months. I don't know, I'm really bad at math. I think everybody knows that. I've gone through a lot of hair colors, which is something I've never done in my life. I bleached my hair for the first time, and I had gray hair, blue hair, purple hair, blonde hair, red hair, pink hair, pastel everything because everything just fades. Also, I started like growing out my mullet, which is really weird because I always have an undercut. And up until yesterday, up until like I dyed my hair like dark blue again, I also had like, I didn't have the side undercut anymore. But then yesterday I was just like really bored. Not bored, but I was just like, I need to do something. Because it's really true what people say, like once you start dyeing your hair, you kind of can't stop. So I just decided to dye my hair, and I was just like, dude, you know what? I miss my undercut. I need to have at least a part of it back. So I got my side undercut back. My hairstylist is gonna be pretty upset because we had a plan, and yeah, Also, I have a lot more piercings than last time I saw you, including nipple ones that I can't really show on YouTube. But yeah, anyway, that's that, I guess. But anyway, school-wise, also like living situation, I'm still living in Gangnam, living alone, still in the same house. These past few weeks, month, things have been pretty really tough. I don't want to get into it because I think some things are personal, especially when they involve someone else. So yeah, but I live alone now, and I'm still living in the same house. I'm gonna still stay here in Gangnam until my contract ends in August, and then I'm gonna be moving closer to Yeonse, so like Sincheon, Hongdae, Ide, that kind of area, because I don't want to commute every single day. Because now classes are gonna start being face to face for the first time. So yeah, now I'm going to my 4th level. I finished 3rd level, which means I am past the middle, technically, which is really fucking cool. It's just insane, like how fast things kind of go. Oh, got it. But yeah, I've reached the middle of the course. Finished level 3. Now on June 9th, I'm starting level 4 in person, which means I'm gonna have to commute from Gangnam to Yeonse every day, which is like I'm on this side of the river, Yeonse is on the other side of the river, so it's gonna be interesting commuting again. I did that my whole life, like whole university life pretty much. I don't look forward to it, but it's different because like public transportation here is pretty good. It's not that, I mean, it's far, but it's comfortable far. Like I don't have to drive and be stuck in traffic or like go down a million times and like change lines or anything like that. So that's the good thing. From the green line, I can go from Gangnam to Sincheon, which is where Yeonse is, and it's the same line. And I can also take a bus, one bus, and I can go and just get there and not really have to change lines or anything. So yeah, so going to my 4th term. Pretty happy with how my Korean is going. I'm really, really excited. I think most people know that I'm like really into languages and stuff like that, and like this is the first time I've ever learned a language at a school and not on my own. So it's been really interesting, just like actually focusing literally only on this is basically my job. I mean, obviously I still teach and everything like that, but like I'm a student of language. So that's basically my full-time thing. Is a first for me, not even like just like doing like normal like how I teach my students, for example, like twice a week, once a week. It's just like every day, for hours and hours. You just study, exams, a lot of studying, a lot of homework. But yeah, for my first term, I think I talked about it. I don't remember because I don't remember where I was in my first term the last time I uploaded, but had an amazing experience, like teachers wise and like classmates wise. We were like, it was like the best class ever, and we still like talk to each other. I mean, not everybody, but like um I still meet up some people. Like I still talk to my best friend from um that class. Sadly, she had to leave, which was really fucking sad. Um, but yeah, second term was not that fun. I don't think the teachers liked me very much. Classmates too. I think it was like a different kind of vibe. It just didn't really click. Um, so I had a really hard time. I think like as an autistic person, I had a really hard time during my second term. Still learned a lot, like not in terms of learning or anything like that, more in terms of like the social part and the whole people part of the situation. So yeah, and then third term was also like incredible. Met amazing people, met amazing teachers, incredible teachers who were not just incredible as teachers, but incredible as people. People like teachers who I could actually talk to and open up to and be more than just a number in class and be like a person in their class and a person in their lives. So really grateful for this. Also classmates incredible. I just came back from the trip with some of my classmates. Yeah, yeah. So that's where I am school wise. I mean, it's been so long. Like I don't even know what to say. Is like it's been what, 9 months, 10 months. I don't know. Mm, mentally, mm, I think because of what happened in the past month, I guess, month. I'm really bad at that kind of stuff, counting and stuff like that. But like what happened recently, obviously, really affected me a lot. And like I said, I'm not gonna go into it because it's something that involves not only me but someone else. And I think it's only fair to be private about something that doesn't involve just me. So, but yeah, but obviously, big change, and I don't do well with change, not only because I'm autistic, but because of just who I am and um, dealing with everything and trying to kind of come to terms with everything and decisions and choices and everything like that hasn't been easy. So mentally, I would say that lately I haven't been doing great. I mean, when am I ever doing great? But I would say there has been a slight or quite a big um, downward trend in my mental situation. But I think time kind of helps with everything. I don't know. I mean, I'm still here today, so I guess there's some truth in that. But yeah, I'm just trying to take it one day at a time, to be honest, and right now, I forgot to mention, like right now I'm at school break because it's we always have breaks in between terms. So I had finals and I had like a few more days of classes, and um then my break started, my term break started. So yeah, right now I'm on a break. I'm still teaching my regular hours. Um, yeah, just came back from a trip to Sokcho. It was really, really fun. Um, Now that like COVID is kind of like easing a bit, and the restrictions here are getting a bit lighter, it's kind of easier to like start planning this kind of stuff. Um, yeah, I hope I can do that more of that in the future. But yeah, I felt like I had so much to say, and then now I'm sitting here in front of the camera and I don't really know what I can say because it's been so long and I've been repeating myself. Wait. So I guess one thing that I can talk about is that I think I mentioned this a lot. I mean, in my Twitter, I mentioned it. I've been mentioning it since forever, and maybe even here I've mentioned it before, of like the sense of not really belonging anywhere and the double-edged sword of having two citizenships in two countries to call home and not really feeling like you belong to either of them. But I've been living here in Korea long enough to feel like this is the closest to belonging I've felt. And I know I'm still pretty new to life here. It hasn't even been a year, so but a feeling is a feeling, right? The feeling is there, and this is the closest to home I've ever felt, like the sense of belonging, or yeah, and I realized that even if I don't really think about that a lot, but um, even if I were to think about it, like even if I were to wonder, like, but does the country feel the same? You know, like, does the country accept me as well, or something like that? I don't really think about it that much. Like, I just have this feeling that I've never had before, and I think when it gets to a point where you feel scared of having something taken away from you, I think it means that it matters a lot to you. So every time I think about having to leave Seoul and leave Korea and leave my life here, I'm scared and I don't like it, which I think shows how important it is to me. And it's a confusing feeling because I've never felt it before, and I don't know if it's the real deal or not, and I don't know if there's even a real deal or not, but um, yeah, I I guess this is the closest to belonging somewhere I've ever felt. And I think now it's kind of hard to talk about it because I'm going through a really hard time. So everything is kind of like tainted by this cloud of, like loneliness and sadness and isolation and self-doubt, which is something, I mean, all of these things I carry with myself um all the time, but I think there are some periods in our lives where certain things happen where these things get more exacerbated, and they become stronger. So it's kind of like hard for me to say like, yeah, I feel home and I feel great and stuff like that. But the reality is like, yes, that is true. But like currently right now, I'm going through a hard time. And I think uh, I've been really precocious. I think that's the word. My entire life with pretty much everything. Things like even small things like my learning to walk and learning to talk, and my teeth falling before everybody else's, and also precocious in the sense of like things happened to me before they should have, or I experienced things before they should have as well. So like biologically, socially, emotionally, but also at the same time, I think because so much of my life was so precocious, like getting married and getting divorced at such a young age, or experiencing some things way before I should have, or getting how do you say that? Like there are two sides, I think, like because so much of my life has happened so early, I think like earlier than they should have or would normally have. um I feel like I'm learning, like it's a contradicting point, like I'm learning so much about life and myself at an older age. Like right now I'm 27, I'm turning 28 in August, and um there are so many things that I'm learning right now, just now, because when things that happened to me that should have been like that technically should have been happening right now at this stage in my life, because they happened so early to me, and I didn't have the brain completion or the mental capacity to understand or navigate, or I wasn't a fully formed person. um, they came and went, and only now when some of these things happen again, or only now when I think about certain things, is almost like I'm learning about them for the first time at my grand age of almost 30. So how did I start talking about this? Oh yeah, I forgot to put the chair on the balcony. That's my smoking chair. When I don't smoke on the floor, I usually just prefer to sit on the floor. So yeah, so like there's a lot of things that I'm learning just now in life, even though I have experienced so much more than people my age have, way earlier than most people, and way earlier than I think I should have. So now it just means that I'm kind of learning them as a fully formed person. Not that this is like my final form or anything like that, but at least now I'm like, my brain is complete. My brain like formation is complete. If I'm learning a lot, and also after getting my diagnosis, my autism diagnosis at such a late age as well. I got it when I was 26. Also kind of like changed everything for me. It's kind of like you're learning again, or sometimes you're learning for the first time. And I think that's what's been on my mind. And I hadn't realized this is this is on my mind. It just kind of came out as I was talking, which doesn't really happen often because I script everything, but just like stream of consciousness or whatever. So yeah, I feel like I'm learning a lot of things for the first time, being older and having the knowledge that I'm autistic, and also being in a new country by myself, navigating through everything and just trying to keep going and trying to grow and trying to just, there are days and days. There are some days I just try to drink some water and that's it, and that's all I can do. But yeah, that's an interesting thought. It's kind of like contradicting in a way how I was really precocious with a lot of things, but only now I feel like I'm learning them for the first time. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this. But I just turned on the camera without really a plan. I just wanted to, like, because I had this on my mind of being like, I want to film, I miss it. I just don't know how to pick it up from where I left because it's been so long. And now, like, it just turned midnight and I'm like watching movies and stuff, reading a book, and I was like smoking, and I was just like, maybe now, because I had the thought of doing this while I was still before classes start again, because like I have no idea how that's going to be. Yeah, also I think this is something important to talk about because I think it's going to be good to look back in hindsight. I don't know how it's going to be to go back to face-to-face classes. Not go back, like go to face-to-face, because I've never done it. I mean, the last time I had anything like that, I mean, apart from me being a teacher, because I had face-to-face classes as a teacher, but I mean, me as a student, face-to-face classes was when I was in university, which I graduated from in 2015. So it's been a while, and I don't know how to feel about it. I am excited to go to university because I love my campus. I'm really excited about the stuff that I'm learning, but I also know my limitations, and I also know that online classes, being able to control the environment that I'm in, being able to be home and being able to just be perceived in a way that I control, was really took away a lot of the anxiety for me as an autistic person, as an introverted person with depression, with anxiety, with a lot of things. So I don't know how it's going to be to go into offline classes, face-to-face classes, and not have this control anymore of just being like a little screen on camera, being able to just get up and sit on my desk, and you know what I mean? And now I'm worried and anxious about it, about being perceived, and about not having control, and also about a lot of like also about like the more technical parts of like my hands shake a lot, so I can't really write fast. So will the teachers be able to send me the presentation, or will I just have to like fucking do whoever the fuck knows what to be able to catch all the content from class. And how is class going to work? Is it going to be through, because like 2015 doesn't sound like that long ago, but classes were really different back then. Like I remember like back in my day, like people didn't take laptops to school, and like Google Class wasn't really a thing. And I feel like especially in Korea where everything like technology is so big, and like I really don't know what to expect, and I'm feeling pretty worried about it because I'm afraid that my limitations are gonna get in the way of my learning more than they already normally do. So I am hoping for the best. I'm gonna try to adapt to the best of my ability. And one thing is that I'm not afraid, and I'm not embarrassed, and I'm not ashamed to say that I have limitations and I need accommodations to be able to follow my peers in the same way. So that's one thing I got on my side. And yeah, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, in the sense of how am I going to be able to follow class? What is class going to be? And all the added stress of external noise and being perceived and having people around me and people looking at me, and daily interactions and daily mandatory meeting people kind of stuff is not going to be controlled anymore. I'm not going to have control of it anymore. Obviously, I had to go to class every day online, but I had a lot of control over what happened, of how I was perceived, of my environment. Also, with my hearing impairment, I could wear headphones and things like that. So there's like so many factors that I've been worried about. And so yeah, I think I've just been worried about that. But I'm excited. I mean, it's a new step, and yeah. So I'm gonna start my 4th term, which means I'm closer to being fluent than I'm closer to being not fluent, which is a really nice feeling. And it's gonna be really busy because I'm gonna have to move, and I'm gonna have to find a house, and I'm gonna have to do some other stuff that I don't want to talk about yet, because I don't like to share stuff before they actually happened. Like like kind of like how it was when I moved here. I just told people when I moved, I just posted the first one. I was like, hey, like I think it was like on the day I moved, I posted the first one of like why I'm moving, and then I started the whole journey. So I'll only talk about it when I'll try to film, but I'll only share when it actually happens. But it's gonna be really busy because also like I have to find a house, and I'm gonna have to move, and it's probably gonna be during finals. And yeah, and all of the whole thing about like commuting every day, and offline classes. But I don't know, we'll see. It's a new phase, new period. And yeah, also Austria is coming, and that's something that's like keeping me alive. I'm joking. I mean, you know. But yeah, I'm really happy about that. I miss them so much, and I'm just happy that we're meeting here. And anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's taking care of themselves, and I think we need to tell ourselves that we're doing okay, because we normally don't. And sometimes people don't tell us that we're doing okay, and sometimes we just need to tell ourselves that. And yeah, so yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a year. It's been a motherfucking year. Almost. Also, it's almost comeback / festa time. So, good things ahead. Busy times ahead. And I hope I can update more often, because I really miss it. And yeah, it's gonna be crazy, and I want to have these memories to always come back to. If I remember to, I don't know, man, there's a lot to update on one video, so I'll probably just do something else, like, oh yeah, stuff I forgot to tell you, like really important. Also, tomorrow was Bubba's birthday, and he is turning 12, so I think this is the most important information of this video. And I am gonna cry my eyes out because I'm really far away from him, and then I've been watching the videos of his birthday from last year when I was still there. Yeah, most important part of this video, tomorrow is Bubba's birthday, May 31st, and he's turning 12, so wish him a happy birthday in your mind. Or you can message me or tweet at me, and I'll relay the message to him. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well, doing okay, taking care of yourselves, and I'll try my best to come back soon, I guess. Bye.